right, it's been a while. It's been a while. I've missed you guys in the kitchen. How's everybody doing? Thank you all so much for being here. For anybody new here, hi, I am Maggie, your substitute teacher. I'd like to welcome you to yet another struggle cooking class. It's been a while, but I have been cooking. I've been posting short form videos and some pictures on social, but I am going to recreate for you all something that I have been making pretty much every day now. So if you all like to eat like me, clearly I like to eat, I'm going to show you all a really easy way to make 4 waffles out of 1 scoop of protein powder. So I just came up with this recipe on my own. You can actually use protein powder as a flour substitute in a lot of recipes. Just tread lightly because it's pretty dense. So I wouldn't say it's a 1-to-1 substitute. I would probably say maybe a 3/4 to 1 substitute. So I am your substitute teacher because I cook with sugar-free, dairy-free, and gluten-free ingredients. So let's get started. We are going to take attendance. If you would like to be counted present, feel free to announce yourself. However, as always, if you prefer to watch quietly from the clouds and you know who you are, you're always welcome here. We are the happy, wholesome, family-friendly side of YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. All right, everybody, who do we have on TikTok and TikTok? Hello, Grace D or Grace. Hello, Sweets, Tonya Birdie, user Robin Willis, Tika, Madison, Sharon Palmer, Shady, Marcus, Deborah. I don't think I'm saying that right. Chocolate Cupcake, shout out to you. Yvette Thomas, Sparkle, Austin Martin, Smart Pants, Miss Anita, Jackie Joe. Thank you for the likes, Gracie, Stephen Walker, and User. All right, as always, I am going to be on Facebook and YouTube if you would like to see the side by side, but I'm going to try and keep you guys included. I'll bring this down a little bit so you can see the counter. All right, and then on TikTok, we see Tracy. Hello, Mole Matt. Hello, and hello, EJ. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So let me add my counter. As always, I like to start with clean counters and clean hands. And I'm literally just making what I'm going to be eating. I've only had coffee so far today, so I'm actually kind of hungry, but I figured I would just walk you all through this. Hello, Duran. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so let's clean the counter because we like our kitchen stacks. And if something falls on the counter, I want to eat it. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you're doing well. So I do make content every day if you're new here. I try to stream every day, but sometimes that is not in the schedule. So I'll make a short form video for you all or post it. Sometimes it's pictures. I'm all about food and femininity. So if you know any ladies who want to increase their elegance, etiquette, and femininity, go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. I have courses. I have one-on-one coaching and group coaching as well. Hello, Urban Geek. Let me clean my hands. Okay, so you all know this time of year we love to eat. There's so many opportunities to eat, clearly. So enjoy the holidays. We like to do that. But you can substitute a meal for a protein shake if that's something that you may be interested in. I'm just going to show you how you can take those ingredients and make something else. Hello, Andrea. Okay. So usually, especially I have a shaker cup. You'll probably see me where it's got a little roller ball inside. You can put your powder in here, put your sweetener or whatever liquid you use, if you use water or milk, and that's totally fine. If you are on the go, that's a great way to get in your protein and get in a meal substitute. Hello, Vani. Thank you so much for being here. So let me show you all the protein that I'm using. This works for me. It's been recommended for me. It's a pea protein, which means it is vegan. I'm not vegan. I just have to avoid dairy. So if you can have dairy, maybe you can try this with a whey protein, which is made from milk. Okay, so it's frozen. 1 second. All right, so this is the one that I use. It's called Veggie Meal. Oh, we're having a little bit of a delay there. So this is the Veggie Meal. You can get it on Amazon. This is the one excuse me, that my metabolic specialist recommended for me. And I don't know if you can see here, it says pea protein. This is a chocolate flavor. So these waffles are going to be darker brown in color. Hello, respect. You can also do this with the vanilla as well. Each one works fine. All right. So I've got the chocolate right now, and I'm down to like the last scoop. So we're going to hope this is the right measurement. I don't know. Can y'all see there? Like I'm down to the last little bit. So we're gonna scrape the corners. But this is usually like a full scoop recipe. So I'd say it's probably about a third of a cup. Let's see. I don't know what that looks like to you all. Let me see what it says here. Hello, Double Love. Thank you so much for being here. So serving size is 38 grams. It's hard to read. It's dusty. Excuse me. Okay. Or for you to work. So I like this gravy, but I just got this from Walmart. I think it's in one less. Um, because the microwave or melting, it's got a nice solid bottom here. And going through, I can see everything. All right, so let's see what we can get. I'm just get out. So again, remember when you're using powder, and so just everything we have from the bottom, full sugar is 8 grams. I'd say we're covered is strawberry. I'm going to show you different ways to make it, which is what I'm going to do. If you just waffles, you can absolutely do that. To cook, you know, today I'm cooking everything. If you to cook, you could batch and just kind of warm it. Let's see, are we back? Okay, y'all, I don't know what happened. It just dropped on me. Let me see if I can get my overhead camera back working for you. One second, everyone. All right, so you haven't missed anything. All we've done is we've gotten about a scoop of protein powder. Okay, so old school, I had to hold it up for y'all. So, and I'm using the veggie meal. You can get this on Amazon. This is a pea protein, which means it's vegan for those of y'all that can't have milk, and this is the chocolate. All right. Hello, Rebecca. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's see if we can get our overhead. Y'all see it's just me and my struggle stream home devices. So let's see if we can get this back up for you, and then we'll continue. I hope everybody's ready for the holidays. Let me mute so we don't have that bad feedback. This could be something that you can make, especially if you're going to like a big Christmas or Hanukkah or Diwali or Kwanzaa or whatever gathering. This is something that you could eat because it's powder. Oh, here we go. Because it's protein powder, it will keep you fuller longer. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to make you dizzy. See my little janky setup? All right, hopefully this will work now. Okay. So far we just have our protein powder. Hello, Flex. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so what I've learned the hard way when you're doing waffles, Rebecca says, missed you, been busy with university. I missed you all too. In November, well, in October, I streamed 2 times per day. And then in November, Lucy and I did the Elegance Boot Camp, which was 30 days of elegance training. So I didn't do the cooking streams, but I've missed you all as well. So I'm back and I'm going to try and keep it up for you all every day. But I am here. I post something every day, even if I'm not streaming for you. You all know what I'm up to, and you can follow my travels, teachablemoments.with Maggie.com. Okay, so what I've learned the hard way when it comes to baking, I'm more of a cooker, not a baker. You want to combine your dry ingredients before your wet ingredients. Why? Because what I used to do before is I would just put this in here and then I would put in the egg and the milk and baking powder, and you'll have these clumps. It doesn't stir smooth. You have these like clumps of protein powder or clumps of baking powder or whatnot. When you bite down on it, you know how it just kind of dissolves and it's not a great experience. You want everything to be homogeneous. You want the same flavor in every bite. All right, so we could do just the we could do just the protein powder, but if you add baking powder to it, it helps it fluff up and makes it rise. So that's going to be good when you're doing waffles or pancakes or anything that you want fluffy. For those of us that are volume eaters, baking powder is so again, you could drink it, but I'm going to show you how you can chew it. All right, so here is some simple baking powder. You can get this in the dollar store. This should be a kitchen staple for you. What I love is that it's 0 calories. All right, so this is not going to add any extra calories to what you're making, but it does make your ingredients or your recipe rise up so we can see them nice and fluffy. How much? I don't know. I'd say probably about a teaspoon. I'm going to use the same spoon I was scraping the baking powder with. I'm just going to wipe it down and we'll do a full teaspoon. You can experiment with it. I just don't want to put any chocolate powder in my baking powder. Hello, Moses. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so I'm going to do, let's say like a heaping teaspoon. I don't know. So I'm just going to put that in. You could do a little bit more if you wanted to, but let's just say, a teaspoon. All right, let's put 2. I never really measure it, you all. I just kind of see sometimes. Moses says you love the kitchen. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I love it as well. What was I going to say? I just kind of experiment with these flavors, and sometimes it's a little bit too milky. That means they're going to be like runny. Sometimes they fluff up, and the waffle iron kind of grows with it. All right. So far, our 2 ingredients: protein powder, and this is chocolate protein powder, but you could use any flavor, and baking powder. Okay. So the same protein powder that you would add and just drink on. I like sweet. Okay, this is optional, just like the baking powder is optional, but I don't want the sweet just from the syrup. I'm going to use sugar. I actually like the waffles itself to have a sweetener. So you can actually, I'm going to get some stevia. Stevia is a plant-based sweetener. It's 0 calories. So for anybody who's pre-diabetic or diabetic, it's a good natural sweetener that you can add. You can do Splenda, aspartame, whatever works for y'all. You always hear me say, I am not the food police, but I do like the waffles themselves to be sweet. All right, so let me grab some stevia. So I have this big old pack from Walmart. You can use monk fruit. You can use liquid. I'm using the powder because I want the waffles to be kind of like, fluffy and cake-like. If you were doing a liquid sweetener, just know they water down your batter a little bit. All right? So big old package of stevia, and you can see this also 0 calories, so you don't have to worry about this adding any extra calories. So Jen, and thank you for the hearts. All right, so I'm going with another teaspoon of 0 calories. I like to call it sugar-free sugar. All right, so some sweet in there. One teaspoon. Depending on the protein powder that you're using, it brings some sweetener in it. If you're doing more of a neutral flavor, some of them are unflavored. Oh, who's in? struggle streaming. Some of them are birthday cake flavor experiment. You knit this or you more. So we have 3 raw ingredients. I'm going to add another optional ingredient. Extra. I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon here, just make it festive. Change the inner. Oh, are we back? Okay. Ooh, y'all, I don't know what's happening. Audio is choppy. Okay, let me see. One second, y'all. I'm having some struggles over here. I don't know what's going on. I've had a smart pants says windy day. Okay, it's better now. Thank you so much for letting me know that. All right, let's try again with our overhead view. I don't know what's happening, y'all. It's been a while, but we're gonna get there. I'm back in the kitchen, and I'm gonna take my time because this is what I'm eating today. So let me change. I have 2 um, wireless, 2 Wi-Fi's in the house. So let's make sure that we're good to go. Hope everybody's doing well. Hello. Rebecca says Instagram is okay. Thank you, dear. All right. Yeah, I have multiple devices up, y'all. Excuse me. All right. Oh, it's looking at me. Let me change the camera. Oh, my word, y'all. I'm rusty. I'm rusty. It's been a while. All right. Now let's see if we can get this on here without too much struggle. I'm sorry, y'all. This is really me at home in the kitchen. Okay, so hopefully we're good now. Hopefully everything is moving as it should be. All right, so what do we have? We have a scoop of protein powder. We have a couple teaspoons of baking powder, 0 calorie, and we have a teaspoon of stevia for sweetener, 0 calorie. So where I'm going next, and this is just me experimenting because I like a lot of flavor. If you like it a little bit more subdued, you can omit this. I'm gonna put a little bit of cinnamon in here for 2 reasons. One, because it's festive, and then 2, your protein powder and sometimes the stevia has a little bit of a bite to it. So if you don't like that aftertaste, you can kind of cut some of that with the cinnamon. Hello, Naturally. Thank you so much for being here. So how much? I don't know. This much. We're just going to sprinkle some in here, just a little dusting of cinnamon. And plus, I'm going to garnish with some cinnamon as well. Okay, so now let's go ahead and stir it up. Stir it up. Just a spoon and our dry ingredients, okay? So protein powder, baking powder, cinnamon, and sweetener. The mistake that I made before is I would just add my milk and egg at this point, and then I would have clumps, and then I would have like a clump of baking powder, which doesn't taste good when you bite down. So before you add your your wet ingredients, go ahead and stir it up. Let me make sure everybody can see. I know it's a little struggle. All right, TikTok. All right, so hopefully you all can see. So literally, I'm just trying to get like one smooth, uh, light color. Another thing you can do if you have unflavored protein powder, you could add like cocoa powder. You could add whatever you like, experiment with it. If you have protein powder that's sitting around that you don't really want to drink, this could be an option for you. And it's going to be gluten-free because we're not using flour, all right? So if you want to stay gluten and grain-free, I've got you. All right, so this is what we've got. You all can see I just mixed it up. Now I'm going to add an egg. Why? 2 reasons. For binding, also with a little bit of liquid and extra protein. You want it to be a pourable batter. But before I do that, let me do this. I'll bring them here, and then I'm going to cut up some strawberries too really quick. Okay. So we have our dry ingredients. Now we're going to add our wet ingredients. So for wet ingredients, you want to add some type of milk. I'm going to be using almond milk, which is obviously dairy free. And I always go with the unsweetened vanilla so we don't have any extra calories. I'm down to the little bit. Hopefully I have enough. Should have planned better. But anyway, if you can have regular milk, use regular milk, whatever you want to use. Also, I'm using an egg. The egg will give it, that consistency to kind of keep it together. Plus, the liquid in the egg helps it as well. In place of egg, if you want to make it like a pumpkin spice, I did that in November. You can get canned pumpkin and replace the egg with canned pumpkin and just do like a tablespoon of that. If you want to do applesauce, if you want to do like apple waffles, you could do applesauce. So I'm just using an egg, but I always love to give you all substitutes, okay? So before we get into that, I did order some fruit. My raspberries are starting to look a little bit crushed, but I have some strawberries. So this could be raspberry, it could be strawberry, it could be blueberry, it could be whatever fruit you like, or no fruit at all. So I'm just going to grab a couple of these, and I'll just rinse these off. We'll do a quick little slice because we're going to garnish, and once they're cooked, I want to make sure that I have all my toppings ready to go. You all know I love the assembly meals. This could be great for the kids, like a little sundae bar. You could do a waffle bar. I don't know, did I get whipped cream? All those kinds of things, okay? So let's give these a rinse, and then we're just going to give them a quick cut. I think the pop of red looks really nice on our chocolate waffles as well. All right, so let me lightly dry these off. All right, we'll put those in here. Let me get a little cutting board. I don't need one this big, but this is what I got. Hello, Tubby. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. All right. Coco Rose says, I love your shirt. Thank you, sweetheart. This is Marley Lily. They have all kinds of monogrammed, and y'all know Margaret is my name, so these are actually my initials. Maggie is my childhood nickname. I do have an MBA, but that's not why I'm wearing it. But it's just something kind of warm and cozy. I don't know. To me, it looks a little bit like flannel is giving me like lumberjack vibes. It's probably not the most feminine attire, but thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. All right. I'm in Atlanta and it's starting to get cold, so I wanted something kind of cozy and soft. All right, so we have washed off our strawberries, and again, you could use whatever fruit that you like. This is just going to be a garnish. So I'm just going to cut off the tops. And I usually toss these, but we have a scholar that said you can actually dry these leaves and make a strawberry tea. I think that's a great idea. Also, I heard it's good for digestion. So if you have tummy troubles, you can actually eat the tops of the strawberries. You could eat the whole thing. All right. So I just cut off the tops and then I lay them flat, which makes it easy to cut and for stability. All right. Coco says plaid is definitely a hit or miss, but you pull it off so well. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Okay, so I have 3 strawberries. Another little hack for getting more volume in your food for those of us who are trying to eat less. If you're not, go for it. But I'm going to take these 3 strawberries. Of course, I could eat them whole, but when I quarter them, it makes more volume of the strawberries. So all I do is while the flat side is down, let me give Instagram. Okay, while the flat side is down, I just go down from the top, cut in half, and then turn, and then cut in half again. So I have from one strawberry, 4 little pieces. And so I can turn 3 big strawberries into these like big little chunks. So you all get the idea. So especially if you have some fruit that's starting to go like a little bit, you can salvage it that way. Okay, so that's really the only prep we need to do. So I'm getting hungry, y'all. I haven't eaten today. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and warm up the waffle maker, and then we're gonna put our liquid ingredients in because while we're stirring, I want to be ready to cook. Okay. So let's get the waffle maker that we're using. I am using the Dash. This is the Dash. I don't know what it's called, but it cooks 4 at a time, which is great. I also have the Mini that cooks 1 at a time, but you would just need to make 4. And I love having them like hot and ready all at the same time. All right. One other thing, get a few things here. Uh-oh. A couple extra secrets. All right, so this is what I'm using. I do have the link for you all in my, I think it's called the cheat sheet at teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. All the equipment that I use, it should be there. But if you ever have any questions, let me know. So this is the Dash. You all can see it's the big one. So it's gonna cook 4 waffles at a time. All right, so just open it up. I just check and see. Sometimes I may need to wipe it down, but it's not the end of the world. All right, so I am going to plug this up, and while it's warming, we will make the rest of our batter. So I'm ready to pour. Okay. Let's see, what else was I gonna get? Oh, the cooking spray. Okay. So this is pretty straightforward. We're gonna go ahead and plug this up. Kids could do this with supervision. So I'm gonna plug it up. When it comes on, the light is red. When it's ready, the light turns green. So let's go to our batter now. We have our protein powder, sweetener, and baking powder. I'm gonna add 1 whole egg. All right. So I guess you could use the pourable eggs, but I like to give you all the good stuff. So I'm going to add 1 egg to what we have, and then I'm going to add some milk. Now, how much? I don't know. But we want like a batter consistency. So I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball it and then start to stir. I'd probably say it's about a 1/4 cup. Hopefully that's not too much. Probably about a 1/4 cup, but that's all that I had. So I've used all of my milk and all of my protein powder. Almond milk for me and veggie meal protein powder. Time to replace. So now we need to stir, and we need to stir it up so that we can get a nice pourable batter. All right, so let me make sure y'all can see. All right, so you want a batter that's like kind of like a pudding consistency, so thick but still kind of pourable. And you can see why it's important to mix your dry ingredients first, because notice how we have these little clumps here. I'm going to continue to stir until I can get it as smooth as possible. It's going to have a little bit of chunk in it, but you know how pancake batter is a little bit lumpy, and that's okay. And again, this is protein powder as a flour substitute. So we are making sugar-free because we're using stevia, dairy-free because we're using almond milk, and gluten-free waffles. So I'm using chocolate protein powder. That's why it's brown. You can also use vanilla or whatever you have. So if you have a protein powder in the back of your pantry that's just kind of taking up space, then give this a try. I'm doing waffles because this recipe gives me 4 waffles, which I like. You could also do pancakes. For me, it's going to give you about 2 pancakes. So if all you need is a double stack, that is fine. All right. So coming together, you see what I mean about this like pudding consistency? It may be a little runny, but you know what, at this point, we're gonna make it work. So you can experiment with it. The better thing to do, honestly, would have been to put a little bit of milk in there. Hello, Mr. Brown. Put a little bit of milk in there and then stir. And then if it's still really chunky, put in a little bit more milk. All right, so just a splash at a time. But I think it's mixed up. It smells good to me, or maybe I'm smelling the strawberries. Okay, so as soon as the green light comes on, we're ready to pour. Now here's the thing, we're gonna do chocolate. So I have these Lily's semi-sweet baking chips. This is no sugar added. This is chocolate made with stevia, all right? So this is another thing that's optional, but I just like to be festive. You can do it one of two ways. You can pour the batter and then sprinkle this on the top, but I'm gonna put some inside. How much? I don't know, just a little bit. I'm gonna put it in here and then just stir. So when we bite down into our waffle, we get a little bit of chocolate action, and we will garnish as well. All right, so we're gonna open this up. Oh, it's hot. Hello, King Flex. Hello, SoCan. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so the waffle iron is nice and hot. Now what we wanna do, I'll move it towards me a little bit so y'all can see. Okay. Um, you do want, even though it's nonstick, I just got a little bit of something here. You do want to grease it up a little bit. So I have this Publix butter spray. It's 0 calories, but you can use cooking spray, olive oil, you can brush it, or even in a pinch, I'll take some butter and just go on there like a magic marker and just get it greased up top and bottom. Okay. So we're going to go with the cooking spray, and I'm just going to a little bit liberally on the bottom and then the top, so it comes off really clean. All right, now we're going to pour our batter, and I'm going to try and do equal amounts so all 4 of my waffles are the same. So I'll stop and then go to the next one, stop, and then go to the next one, stop, and then go to the last one. And then, oh, I think all the chips are coming out here. If I see one that's a little bit under, I'll do a little extra. You want to try and get it to come to the side so you have a full waffle. And again, remember, this is protein powder, so flour-free, gluten-free, grain-free. And what I love about these waffles, or if you do pancakes or whatever you do, it's going to keep you full for a while. So if you're going to that holiday event, you could have this in the morning and it'll keep you good. So you can see we've got them kind of in here. Hello, the keto diet. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I'm not keto, but keto works for a lot of people. Keto allows you to have dairy, and I try to avoid dairy. That's why I do the almond milk. So I'm going to put a few extra chocolate chips in here, completely optional. It could be blueberries, it could be whatever you want, but I wanted to do something festive. And again, these are the Lily's no sugar added. Okay, so let's close them and let's let our waffles cook. Now, while the waffles are cooking, I want to get my plate and my ingredients ready to do the topping and the garnish, and we're good to go. So I'm just going to rinse this off, and then as soon as the light turns green, our waffles are ready, and I'll show you all how I make my simple stack, and then we'll be done. Okay, so let me get a plate. I'm going to get a white plate. Hello, D. Jacob. I'm going to get a white plate because for presentation, the contrast. Since I'm using a chocolate protein powder, the chocolate waffles are going to pop off of a white plate. If I were doing like vanilla or regular flavor, I would use a black plate. So just a little bit that I've learned over the years because we eat with our eyes first. Casually says, I'm so excited, chocolate chip waffles. Hello, my dear. I was thinking about you. How's everything? All right. Here's another hack that I use. This is a salad plate. Okay, so this is the one that's about the size of my hand. So I'm going to make a 4-stack waffle, chocolate chip waffle out of protein powder. Now, eating on smaller plates helps me feel like I'm getting a lot more. So I'll eat like on smaller plates and use smaller spoons. A little mental magic, but like I always say, if y'all can have the full flavor, have some for me. All right, so let me put all this stuff here so you all can see. And then we're going to start plating, and then we will be done. Hopefully they come out well. The batter was a little bit more watery than I usually do, but sometimes because it's a little bit thicker, the batter doesn't spread all the way, and sometimes my waffles are a little bit, y'all know what they look like. but y'all are here, so I want you to have a good experience. Okay, so you can use butter or whatever you have. I'm just going to take this pat here, and this is completely optional, but I like butter and syrup on my waffles. So this is margarine. It's like a plant-based. If you can have real butter, have some for me. There's lots of substitutes for it as well. And then sugar-free syrup. Okay, so again, we're going to keep it sugar-free. If you can have real syrup, have some for me. This is what I'm using, the Maple Grove Farm. All right, so the light has turned green, so we're going to check them. Sometimes I let them cook just a smidge longer because I like a little crispy action on the waffles. So if you like them more cakey, that's fine. Let's take a look. Okay, so you can see I really kind of overfilled them, but they're looking good. That's all right. I am going to unplug. And one of the things that I love about this Dash waffle maker, you see how it's got these little channels here for the overhang. So that's totally fine. So waffles are looking good. It's going well. I'm doing good, sweetheart. So good to hear from you. Okay, so I had a little extra batter, but because if it were just me, y'all, I would not care. I would eat them just how they are. But since y'all are here, I'm going to try and give you a good experience. Let me pull this forward so you all can see. I just need to take off a little bit of this. And I know I'm reaching in here with my hand, but I'm just going to tear off the extra batter. Oh my gosh, can y'all see the chocolate chips in there? I'm getting excited. Haven't eaten yet today. Okay, let me see if I can get a spoon and kind of cut out my waffles. If you do it perfect, they're in perfect shape, okay? Let's see. Because I don't want to scrape my, but don't worry, y'all, we are not wasting. Look at that, chocolate chips in there. Mm-hmm. All right. Focus, Maggie. Y'all know how I get. So here's my hack. And I'm intentionally leaving them in here while I'm vamping for time, because that way they just get a little bit crispier on the bottom. Okay, so what I do is I put the most attractive one on the top. So we're gonna eat them all, but this one that's got a little bit jagged edges and didn't fill all the way, I'm gonna get in here. All right, so you all can see our waffle here, and we've got the melted chocolate on the inside, protein powder. Probably could have put a little bit more stevia in there. So I'm gonna put that down, and then let me get some butter or margarine or whatever you use. I like butter and syrup on each layer, so when I have the stack, it melts down. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with right on top, and then get my sugar-free syrup so you all can see. And I just put a little bit, not all the way to the edge, because I don't want it to come all the way out until the one on the top. So then next, I look for the next ugliest one. They all look good to me. Let's go with this one since it's all janky. It's coming up nice. All right, so just take off a little bit of the sides here. You can see we have our chocolate chips in here. This could be blueberries or whatnot. Let me see if I can melt this down a little bit. All right. So we're gonna put that on, and then having the stack, the heat stays on top of it, and it just melts down when you cut into it. All right, so second thing, a little bit of butter and sugar-free syrup for me. All right, number two. All right, so let's see. Greedy. Let's go in here for number three. Again, this was 1 scoop of protein powder. 1 scoop. So you can drink it, or I'm showing y'all how I eat it. All right, so we're gonna put this on top. Hopefully it'll melt down a little bit. So our chocolate chip chocolate waffle, same thing, a little butter and a little syrup. So up to number 3, you can just make it as janky as you want to. Since the last one goes on top and we want that nice presentation, let me try and get this one up. And sometimes I'll look at the other side and just get whichever side is prettier. I'm just kind of taking off the edges here. But don't worry, y'all. All right, so we have our chocolate chips in there and it's nice and warm. Okay, so we're gonna put that on and let it melt for a second. Let me just move this and then I'll show you all how I do the lovely presentation because we're just about done. So carefully move this because it's still hot. Okay. So we have our waffle stack here, but I need to let this butter melt a little bit. Let me see if I can smooth it out a little bit so it's not standing up so crazy. All right. Okay, good enough. All right, so we have our 4 waffles from 1 scoop. Now we're ready to decorate it up. Okay, so we're going to do the big pat of butter, or you can omit that if you want to. I have some strawberries here that we just cut up because chocolate and strawberry goes really well together. Uh-oh. So we're just gonna go, this is why we clean the counters. I'm just gonna go kind of around. And again, this is how you can get 3 strawberries. Are y'all able to see? Okay. Let's see if I can make it all in the same direction, make it look like I'm artistic, which I am not. And you know, when you sit down and you wanna eat something nice. All right, so we have our strawberries, and then I'll just put a few like around the top. Okay, we'll keep that last one for the whipped cream. And we are gonna do the syrup as well. All right, so far we just have our waffles, strawberries. Let's do a little bit of whipped cream. This one is running kind of low, but just showing you all you can get almond milk whipped cream if you wanna stay dairy free. Again, completely optional. I'm using this True Whip Vegan. I think this is coconut whipped cream. If you can have the full flavor, have some for me. So I'm just gonna take like a dollop of whipped cream and put it on the top. And I kind of put it over the butter so it can kind of melt down. I've got some chocolate in there. Okay. And then last thing I do before this syrup, I'm going to put this strawberry on top. So it's kind of like a little glue. All right. And then now, almost done, y'all. Why be regular when you can be extra? We're going in with our sugar-free syrup. We have syrup on every layer, and I just do a nice drizzle. Y'all can see. And again, it's sugar-free, so guilt-free for me. Auntie Jenny says it looks yummy but fattening. Understood. This is protein powder, so it's gluten-free. Will keep you fuller longer. Stevia, so it's sugar-free. You can omit the butter, that's fine. And then last thing, I'm gonna put my sugar-free chocolate chips. All right. So again, these are the lilies. They're made with stevia. If you can have regular Nestle Toll House, have some for me. We have these chocolate chips inside the waffle. All right. So, and then because you could stop here, but if I'm only eating one meal, I'm gonna put a little bit of cinnamon, completely optional. We'll dust it with a little bit of cinnamon. And then we are done. We'll cut into it. I'll take my pictures and cut into it. Just a nice little dusting. Y'all are funny. Hello, Killis is here. So we have our sugar-free, dairy-free, gluten-free waffle made with protein powder. So you can drink a scoop or you can eat a stack. Okay, let's take a picture. Oh, I forgot. It's been a while. Let me get my iPad so I can take a picture and a video. So again, this is how my channel started. I would just cook on my own and come up with recipes just like this. And then I would post them and people would say, did you make that? I took my glasses off. Okay, I'm like, why can't I see? So again, hello, Gord West. Thank you so much for being here. Again, you can make it as fancy or as simple as you want. All right, so I try to find the angle that is the most appetizing. So when y'all see this on my page and y'all are like, Maggie, did you make that? Yes, I made that. Auntie Jenny says, I haven't gotten a sweet tooth, unfortunately. Stevia is extremely sweet. You can omit it. I like sweet, but you can omit this. Your protein powder may be sweet enough for you. Casually says, num, num, num. Auntie Jenny says, drink and eat your protein together after the gym. Absolutely. All right, so let's do a quick video. Okay, so today we made the chocolate chip protein powder waffles. This is protein powder with stevia, cinnamon, and baking powder. We have some Lily's chocolate chips to keep it sugar-free, as well as sugar-free syrup on top and dairy-free whipped cream. We have some fresh strawberries and a little bit of plant-based butter. Enjoy. All right, everyone. So now let's cut into it. So this is what I've been making, even though I haven't been streaming for you all. I have been cooking every day. So just want to let you all see. Of course, this is way more than we need. It's very decadent. I know. Auntie Jenny says, I'm going to send this to my son. It's right up the street. Absolutely. So even though I'm sugar-free, I still like sweet. All right. So let's cut into this. And I'm going to show you all the cross section. So this is breakfast for me. And because it's protein powder, not flour, you still get your protein powder in. And honestly, y'all, you can omit all the extra stuff. Fork and a knife. But hopefully, if you've got a container of protein powder hanging around in the house, you can put it to use. You can use it for waffles. You can use it for pancakes. Hello, Jayco. You can use it for like breading or whatever. All right, so let's see if we can get I'm greedy, y'all. I want a little bit of everything. All right, so we're gonna try and cut elegantly and take a small bite. Isn't that what Auntie Jenny said? Small bites on camera, big bites off camera. All right, I want to show you all the cross section. So you can see here we have our chocolate chips inside. Oh, it's dripping down. All right, so we have our chocolate chips inside. Again, completely optional, but you can see it cooked up like a waffle. I'm going to get some strawberry, some whipped cream, some syrup, and some butter. Y'all, it's so good. Let me give you the little cross section. Y'all see that? So I'm going to sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee or tea or whatnot. Just let it melt down and give you that goodness. So when y'all see this on my page and you're like, how did you make that? Now you know. Substitute any fruit you like. You can omit the fruit. Substitute chocolate protein powder. This works well if you're doing the regular protein powder, the one that's vanilla, the one that's plain. If you want chocolate but you don't have it, use plain vanilla protein powder and add unsweetened cocoa powder. I like decadent desserts like this, but you could absolutely make it plain. And Smarty Pants is laughing at me. And you all could batch cook these. You could just make your batter and cook down a week's worth of waffles, grab them and put them in the toaster oven, and then just add whatever fruit you have and be good to go. Thank you, Bonnie, for the thumbs up. Gillis is laughing. Auntie Jenny says, you eat so elegantly on screen. I have to learn. No, thank you. I have taken lots of classes and it's important to me. So, again, ladies, I do have the finishing school for the modern woman. I've got courses. I do group coaching, one on one coaching. If you all are interested in learning, I have a free master class today at 5 p.m. Eastern. So, in about 4 hours, go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. It's a private Zoom, so it's not going to be live streamed. If you want to refine, maybe in 2024 you want a different outcome and you want to learn from me, I would love to teach you. So I'm doing a free master class and you'll get an experience of what it's like to work with me offline if you're interested. And I have a free gift for anyone who shows up live. Today will be the last master class of 2023. I have all new content I have created for 2024. Next week, Monday, is Christmas Day, so we will skip next week. So if you've been thinking about joining, join me tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll see you all again on New Year's Day. But as far as the cooking stuff, we're back in the kitchen. I'm going to be here every day for y'all. All right? Casually says, enjoy your evening. Thank you, my dear. Keep me posted on all the other stuff we talked about. Killis was, I'll skip the fruit and sprinkle some bacon. And there you go. Absolutely. You could add bacon. You could put bacon on top of this if you wanted to, not with the chocolate and whatnot, or you could. But yeah, you could do your bacon and protein powder waffles. If you're doing one meal a day, this could be like that, protein meal. All right. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and dismiss because I am going to eat. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We are back in the kitchen. Maggie, the substitute teacher, so we'll come up with something again, some easy stuff for y'all around this time of year. So thank you so much. Excuse me, TikTok, thank you for all the hearts and the shares. I appreciate you all so much. Class is dismissed. Thank you so much. Instagram, I appreciate you all so much. Class is dismissed. We'll see you on the next one. All right, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed. Go use your protein powder, and I'll see you all on the next stream, or I'll see you in the master class. All right, teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. Class is dismissed.